it's a weird one. I think you probably want him to redshirt just to keep that eligibility, especially when you're sitting behind DJ Lagway. If Lagway comes back next year, he's going to be the starter unless we don't see improvement. And I don't think anyone's expecting TJ to be the starter next year unless they don't get a quarterback in the portal or unless DJ Lagway leaves. So I think you want him to redshirt just to extend his career a little bit, but I don't know. It's tough. I think I'm not expecting anyone, and Gonzalez mentioned a couple will, but I don't think it's going to be anyone that was expected to get a lot of playing time and all of a sudden we're lost without them. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be a lot of the freshmen that haven't gotten too much playing time and want to, save it for next year. So I don't think it's anything to worry about necessarily, if that makes sense.
Anything to read in the tea leaves that our ex-coach Billy Napier suddenly popped up at Athens this morning and is buddy with our rivals head coach, and was at practice this morning in Georgia.
Yeah. I'll give myself a little promotion here. Article dropping about that today.
I did that on purpose too, so you can do that.
Well, I appreciate you. I wrote something about it. I think when you dive into that relationship, they have a good relationship. I don't think Napier, Florida fans are gonna extend it and say, oh, like, he was a Georgia spy, or oh, he's all buddy with our rivals. That's why he lost to them a bunch. And it's not like that. Coaches more than likely have worked with each other. Once you get to the higher level, most of them, have ties to, especially Bama with Nick Saban. He always brought in a really good coaching staff. And they all have ties to each other. Napier and Smart were good friends. They've had a relationship for a while. I included in the article, Napier said that Smart actually basically saved his career in a way after Clemson. Smart gave him a little bit of a recommendation to Saban to come on at Bama, and that kind of turned his career back around. So they're good friends. I don't think it's anything, obviously fans are going to freak out. Obviously it's a bad look when it hasn't even been a month since you've been fired and you're over there at the biggest rival of your old school. So it's a bad look, but it's not anything too crazy. I know Smart mentioned it on the telepress conference today. I included that in the story. He basically just said, he was stopping by because they're friends. It wasn't, he's not getting hired or anything. So we'll see in the future. I'm sure Napier has a lot of options. He can go be a head coach at a smaller school, I'm sure, or he can take a job, at a program like Georgia and try to build up from there. I think that's definitely an opportunity in the future, considering their relationship, but we'll have to see with that. I don't think it's anything to freak out about, though.
Could it be that he just went to Georgia to do some self-evaluation and said, okay, I was too stubborn at Florida. I want to see what Kirby does at Georgia that maybe I could have done different at Florida. And when I get my next big opportunity, maybe I can do different, like hire an OC, et cetera, et cetera.
I would hope so, just for Billy Napier's sake, because I think a lot of people will agree. Some people won't, but a lot of people will agree that Napier's demise was really on himself. If he had just said, okay, listen, I'm a great CEO. I've brought in a great roster. Let me, push off some work, give the OC, hire a really good OC. He hired a really good DC. Ron Roberts has been great. If he just hired